This is the G.I. Joe Classified Series Snake Eyes. Here's a quick look at the box art and packaging. Very, very nice. I am so excited to be reviewing G.I. Joe toys once again. It has been ages since I last reviewed a G.I. Joe figure or vehicle or toy for you guys. Now, these figures have just started hitting retail out here in Manila. Everything's delayed over here because of the pandemic situation and all that. So I picked up this figure at my local Toys R Us. And here is Snake Eyes out of packaging, and oh my goodness. I actually cried when I opened up this figure. Oh my God, it is unbelievably gorgeous. I have never felt so amazed and moved by any G.I. Joe figure until this magnificent product from Hasbro came into my hands. I know I'm being ridiculous, but that's just how I feel about this figure. Now, this particular line of G.I. Joe figures, the Classified series in the 1/12 scale, is getting the same amount of flack as the Black Series figures when it just started. A lot of old Star Wars fans criticized the Black Series, and now a lot of old G.I. Joe fans are saying this shouldn't be how G.I. Joe should be. This should be 3.75-inch figures. And look at them. They look nothing like the 3.75-inch figures. That's because I think Hasbro did a wonderful move with the Classified series. They took inspiration from the old vintage Snake Eyes figures, the old G.I. Joe figures, and combined them with some movie aspects of how realistic these characters should look like if they made them into a movie, if these characters were in real life. So it's a mix of realism and fantasy. I think it's a brilliant, brilliant move on Hasbro. This way, you get a lot of old fans and you get a lot of new fans. So let's take a closer look at the details of this figure. As you can see, wow, tons and tons of details that they put on the figure. He's got his usual bandolier with grenades. He's got some harnesses here and there, maybe some body armor. He's got pistol belts. He's got a holster for a hunting knife, which is like this. He's got another holster for a pistol, and it comes with a suppressor or a silencer. He's got his automatic machine gun, and these things got holes, and I was wondering why they have holes, and I thought it was another genius move on Hasbro. There's a new pegging system that they employed for these weapons so that you're able to store the weapons and have the figure carry all the weapons. He's got a backpack. It's like now a mountain climbing backpack. It's a big improvement from that old Boy Scout, Cub Scout backpack he used to have back in the 80s. He's got a sheath or a scabbard for the sword, which you can peg on the backpack or you can peg separately on his back. The peg hole on the back, amazingly, is not dead center right here. It's right here, akin to how the new Joes are in 3.75-inch. And he has his classic, iconic katana. Look at this head sculpt. Some vintage classic visor together with a realistic movie faceplate. Everything about this figure is Snake Eyes. No matter how many ways you look at it, it combines both the vintage style Snake Eyes as well as the movie styled Snake Eyes. This thing is just gorgeous. Let's stop talking about it and go to the final thoughts on this figure because it's just too amazing. Before I forget, let's talk about articulation very, very quickly. He's got a ball jointed neck that is on a hinge. That is on another ball joint at the base of the neck. He's got this ratcheting ab crunch, a little bit loose on my copy of the figure. He's got a waist swivel, ball hinge shoulders that have butterfly joints, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, ball hinge wrists that go up and down like pistol grip hands. He's got ball jointed hips that have fantastic range of articulation, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, ball hinge ankles with the rocker pivot, and some calf articulation. Quick look at the weapons. Here's the pistol with the suppressor, his automatic machine gun, his katana with the scabbard, and the hunting knife, which probably this is my only gripe about this figure. The hunting knife somehow does not fit into its scabbard or its holster. I've been trying to insert it and put it in. The shaft is just too long for this holsters. And so some final thoughts on this figure. You know, when I was growing up as a kid, G.I. Joes were my toys. I had some Transformers, I had a few Star Wars, a lot of some Silver Hawks, some Thundercats, some Masters of the Universe here and there, but G.I. Joes were really my main line. Those were the things I collected when I was a kid and I was in the 3rd grade, all the way through high school. I love G.I. Joes. Now, 3 years ago, I decided to quit the G.I. Joe game. Sold off in the span of a year and a half. I sold off all my G.I. Joe figures, 6 Sigma figures, all my 3.75-inch figures, all my vehicles. I sold them off for dirt cheap prices because I told myself I was gonna quit the Joe game. And here comes Hasbro 2020 with their classified series pulling me back again to the G.I. Joe game. Oh my god, come on Hasbro, why are you doing this to me? I am officially sucked back in into the G.I. Joe game, but I'm sticking only with the 6-inch figures. I'm going to be collecting most, if not the entire classified series of figures. If you're wondering whether I'm going to do the other figures, yes I am, but I snoozed on this particular wave, the first wave of figures, so my pre-order is coming in 2 months from now, around October or November, so do stay tuned for that. Having said all of that, if you love G.I. Joes, you have got to be a heck of a lot mental not to pick up the Snake Eyes figures from the classified series. It is a great big step forward for the G.I. Joe franchise, especially in this scale. You get them old fans, you get some new fans. I think this move is absolutely brilliant. It is genius, and Hasbro is just milking their property. So there you go, folks. I hope you've enjoyed my video review of the new G.I. Joe classified series, Snake Eyes. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this figure. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. If it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, so final thoughts. Man, I can't stop gushing over this figure. If at all, if there's anything that is to be improved with this figure, it needs a timber accessory or a Timberwolf figure, and I'm calling it right now. I think Hasbro is going to do a deluxe set of Snake Eyes, either Snake Eyes with Timber and a bunch of accessories here and there with some extra head sculpts and all that. The price point is probably going to be like a General Grievous or the Heavy Artillery Mandalorian, something like that, or an Archangel. A deluxe figure, 6-inch figure. Or, and I'm calling it again, they're going to pack him with a motorcycle. He'll be part of a rider series, and that will include the Timber, maybe another head sculpt with a helmet, more accessories, more weapons, definitely. And last option, I think, is there's going to be a Snake Eyes Storm Shadow Venom versus Valor 2-pack, and that will include the Timber accessory. So, or all 3 of those could happen. I don't know. So I'm calling it right now, and that's probably in the best interest of Hasbro to do that. It just makes sense. Snake Eyes is like the Luke Skywalker or the Darth Vader of the G.I. Joes. Collectors cannot have enough of this figure. They will buy every single version of Snake Eyes. There you go. Thanks for watching.